Let's finish up with our winners and losers of the weekend. As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
OU baseball, huge first two games to take the series over Ole Miss. Uh, Everything is important, obviously, throughout the season, but you're getting into the final critical moments. It's starting to become a little bit more clear whenever you look at the standings and follow the races nationally, and pretty much consensus. If Oklahoma can take the series against Ole Miss and take the series against Kentucky and, take at least a game from Texas, really good chance of hosting a regional. And you can check that first accomplishment off by winning the series against Ole Miss in really nice fashion. Game one, I was out there on Friday night. Beautiful night at the ballpark. Great crowd. And Kyson Witherspoon was dealing. That was really fun to watch.
Is he the best pitcher in college baseball? I
A lot of people are you're starting to hear that fairly often.
That is a sincere question. I'm not gonna pretend I watch a bunch of college baseball. The only team that I watch is OU. That's really it. So I've seen a bunch of the SEC teams, watching them play their series against OU, but I've got a very tough time believing there's someone better than that guy, man. He was unbelievable in game one, and he's been so consistently fantastic this year. It feels like the guy is. I'm enjoying him while I can, Ted.
It's a lot of fun watching him play. He is he's got velocity. He can dial it up around 97, 98. Has a great slider, great changeup, and what he's fun to watch because when he's got it going and he's feeling it, he is talking trash out there and giving it to the other team, and it is a lot of fun. He is an entertaining guy to watch throw.
So he struck a lot of guys out. What was your go-to celebration on the strikeouts? I know you've got something.
Uh,
I can't imagine you're just a sit and golf clap guy.
no,
I
an
imagine it's a little more
over
animated.
an over exaggerated strikeout call, like Leslie Nielsen style from Naked Gun. That's pretty much my go-to.
Was anyone in your general vicinity in trouble from like getting a little quick punch to the back of the head?
No one was in trouble because everyone was pretty much doing the same thing. High fives all around. It was awesome. It was fun. And after that game one performance, which was really nice, you go into game two, and Cade Crossland has a hell of a performance. What he goes six, eight strikeouts, was just dealing.
Gave up 5 hits, only one walk.
Yeah,
He was. I mean, Witherspoon was unbelievable in game one, but Crossland wasn't far off that in game two.
no, he was fantastic. And you Bowden came in and gave an inning, and then Crooks, as he does, comes in and closed it out. Impressive. Easton Carmichael hits two home runs. The second one was an absolute rocket off the scoreboard. Get some nice run support early and lean on the pitching and defense. And I think you got to love where they're at. And you're going into Sunday, and these games are critically important now. A sweep over Ole Miss would be huge, and Malachi Witherspoon is really starting to come together late. So I don't know. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the baseball team right now.
Do you think, and we're recording this obviously early Sunday morning before that 2 p.m. Third game gets going. Do you think the Ole Miss guys have gotten the lineup and they're like, wait, there's another Witherspoon?
Yeah, probably. I
What?
I, I
Like, it can't be the
imagine
same guy.
and they're going to walk out there and it's like, it is the same guy.
They
What's
do.
happening here?
They look very, very similar,
You
obviously.
can't just throw a different number on a guy and let him throw this. Yeah, it's interesting. And, the offense is, they had Ole Miss had a really good pitcher in night one that was, crafty left-hander that was throwing some stuff and has a ton of experience. He started against us in the College World Series final, a couple years ago whenever we played against Ole Miss. I was disappointed. I didn't see any beer showers all over the Ole Miss fans like they gave our fans at the College World Series. So maybe that happened yesterday whenever I wasn't there, but I don't know, man. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this group.
Fun team.
It is.
Fun team. And hey, get hot at the right time, man. You never know.
That's it. That's it. And I think whenever, they put together a really good season, a bunch of good performances, and some guys, it's starting to come together in a good way, even better than maybe you hoped, and get some guys that are, the big thing is it's going to be we got to get Taki back. That injury was big, and I think they're still expecting him in the postseason at some point. Having that big power left hand bat in the lineup is big for us, and he was really starting to play well. So getting him back is going to be crucial in the postseason. But keep clipping off games, you may find yourself hosting a regional, and this place is going to be on fire if that happens.
I know that still got a little bit to go. We'll see how the postseason goes for Skip Johnson and the boys. But overall, remember the buildup of, oh, we're going to the SEC for baseball. Are we ready? Is the fan base ready? Well, yeah. Turns out
Yeah,
they've been very competitive and a ton of fun to watch. It's gone well, in my
yeah.
opinion.
I think it's been great. We've had a bunch of really good series. The home schedule's been awesome. The crowd's been great. We haven't had the best weather early throughout the SEC conference play, but it's good right now, and the fans are showing up. I imagine today going to be another packed house, and this team is answered the call. I mean, the competition. You looked at what the schedule was going to be before the season started, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be brutal. And they've navigated it really well, and they've more than held their own. And if you would have said that before the season that Oklahoma's going to be going into their last two series through the gauntlet that they've already played, and they're going to have hosting a regional is still going to be on the table, I think people would be thrilled with that.
No doubt. Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I had to go to the other diamond sport, had to go softball, had the series lost to Florida. It's not all bad. We did wrap up the regular season SEC championship, so that is a good thing.
Question for you.
Yes.
When did the Sooners wrap up the SEC regular season title?
It was Friday, right? I think they wrapped up at least a tie on.
They wrapped it up before game 2 and game 3 were played.
Right.
That's what I'm using as the excuse, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were on edge. The motivation was there. And then you have this moment where, oh, we already won the regular season title. And you just a natural little relaxation from the squad. You drop game 2 and game 3. That's what I'm telling myself. What do you think of that?
I think that's a reasonable explanation, and I'm here for it. I will take that. But really competitive series. Game 1 was the extra innings. I thought Sam Landry was great in that game. She just threw, I think, 140 plus pitches late in the game and into extra innings. There were times where they had runners on. She was in some jams, and she just, kept dealing, got herself out of it, trusted the defense, actually got some good strikeouts late. Didn't strike out a bunch of people, but, late in the game when they needed it, she got a couple of big ones. And, you know, perhaps game 2 and 3 is exactly what you're saying. And let's not show anything that we don't need to heading into the postseason. But even though Florida got the series, I thought we were going to make a late comeback when we hit that home run in game 3, but it wasn't enough. Couldn't close the distance. But I'm happy with getting the sweep over Texas, and then going and getting the win that you needed to wrap up the regular season SEC championship. I think that's awesome. And even though they didn't win those last 2 games, it does feel like they're trending in a really good direction heading into the most important time of the year.
When you think about it, they've won 7 of their last 9. That includes sweeps over Mississippi State and Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And you went and stole the first one in Gainesville.
Yep.
You think about how young this team is. I know that all of our expectations are just wildly unrealistic. This team went, what are they, 43-7?
Yep.
Every other fan base would take that in a heartbeat. But it's just, it's going to be a little more exciting this year. Maybe exciting's not the right word. Like, we don't know if they're going to be able to go and win this entire thing. It's a mystery. Yeah. Bat's got to get a little hotter. There's no doubt about that. Landry's going to have to just be fantastic in the postseason. And one of these other arms has to step up in a big way.
Agree.
My money's on Deal. Just because of what we saw her, we've seen her do in a couple big moments this season. She's got the experience. She'll probably be comfortable in that setting.
Yep.
But yeah, it doesn't feel guaranteed this year. And I think that's an unsettling feeling for the fan base, but it's also a little excitement. There is excitement in the uncertainty. I like it. Let's go. Let's roll. We're not scared. Come on.
I totally agree. It's going to make for some great entertainment. And, it's a little bit different whenever, every hitter in the lineup is hitting like 450 and, is essentially the All-American team top to bottom. It's going to be a little bit tighter. And I would say, like, for me personally, I think that we've been able to operate in the past with a pretty big margin for error. And every time you walked onto the field, people came out of their comfort zone and tried to do too much against you. And I still think that's the case to some degree, but not having that margin, I think you got to be really, really good on all of the details. Small mistakes are going to be costly. So they got to find a way to play some super clean softball. And, it does feel, at least in my opinion, that they've started to hit their stride. And we've seen, like against Texas, that maybe what their ceiling is or what they're capable of. And I do think that even though they didn't win the series against Florida, that it does feel like there's some good confidence building on the roster.
Patty's already been given a little ammo. Did you see they have an early game at the SEC tournament?
I did not see that.
Yeah, an 11 a.m.er. The disrespect.
Mississippi State. I see it now.
Winner of LSU Mississippi State will play Thursday, May 8th at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Don't have the Sooners in the night session? Seriously? Okay.
That's interesting.
Interesting. Okay. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. I saw it and I was like, that's disrespectful, I think.
I can just imagine Coach Gasso in the opening press conference going to take a flamethrower to that place, right? Because the 11 a.m.
We got to get Patty on. We will start making that effort. Also, got to get T-Row on to talk some baseball. See if Skip will come on.
Yeah,
it's that time of the year, man. It's Diamond Sports, so let's we're gonna lean into that a little more, if y'all don't mind.
It's going to be fun too. The postseason is going to be excellent on both sides, I think.
All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
All right, guys, it's time to make the switch to the Ridge wallet. Go to ridge.com, use promo code okbreakdown at checkout for 10% off your order. The days of the super fat wallet that hurts to sit on are over. Make the switch to this sleek, modern design that can hold up to 12 cards and cash. Love this little elastic band that it's got on that Gabe is showing here. Ridge has over 50 colors and styles to choose from. Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. It's literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy. Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology that keep you safe from digital pickpockets. Get 10% off at ridge.com when you use code OKBreakdown at checkout. That's ridge.com, code OKBreakdown for 10% off. And after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you.
and Huel Black Edition ready to drink is a meal in a bottle. One bottle contains 35 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, and is low in sugar. Go to Huel.com and use our code OKBreakdown for 15% off plus a free gift for new customers. Huel is a perfectly balanced meal designed by nutrition experts to take the guesswork out of healthy eating. And they've got great flavor options, vanilla, chocolate, your standards, but I'm a strawberry banana guy. Oh, and the iced coffee. Iced coffee in the morning.
Money.
I love drinking one of these in between lunch and dinner. Also, if you're scrambling around with the kids in the morning, the iced coffee is perfect. It's got your calories, got your protein, also a little caffeine in that bad boy for you to get you going. Tastes great too. Great taste on these things, and it's just fantastic. It's so convenient. That's the thing about it. Convenience. Hey, I love things that are convenient, and that's exactly what Huel gives you right here. And you just can't beat it, guys. You can't. Go order this delicious and nutritious product at Huel.com and use our code OKBreakdown for 15% off plus a free gift for new customers. That's Huel.com and use code OKBreakdown for 15% off for new customers. Get your fuel with Huel. I made that up myself. I hope they like it.
Nice. Really
for
good.
my winner of the weekend, thought about going with Mikko Rantanen. Did you watch any hockey? The NBA game was so bad. We talked about it with Tim. The NBA game was so bad that I was like, okay, I don't need to watch this anymore. I'm locked in on the hockey.
I did not, unfortunately. But
Game 7.
It was a big Game 7, yeah.
Game 7 between the Avalanche and Stars in Dallas. Stars go down 2-0. Early in the third. Building's nervous. Rantanen was not. Dude was insane in the third period for the Stars. Will this do? Oh, you're down 2-0? How about I get you 3 goals and an assist, buddy? We win 4-2.
10 minutes?
Dude, it was wild. And his first goal was just an absolute. I mean, he gets this nice little pick. He comes across the ice right to left. It just fires one top shelf. I was like, well, that's good. Second goal, it's like 1-on-3, and he just skates by these guys. Like Superman dives behind the goal, wraps it around, somehow banks it off a guy's skate into the net. I was like, this guy's incredible. I don't watch a lot of hockey. I know who he is because he played for the Avalanche for forever.
Yep.
That had to feel good. 10 seasons with the Avalanche, including the first half of this year, and he sent him home, man. It was electric to watch. I assume we have some Dallas Stars fans that listen to this. Got a lot of people in Dallas that listen, but that was a lot of fun to watch. Game 7 in the NHL is always fantastic, and this one delivered. Like, it felt kind of like the Stars were dead, and then all of a sudden, Mikko Rantanen happened. It was sweet.
Well, this is a wake-up call for me. There pretty much is nothing better than playoff hockey, and I need to get locked in and focused.
Both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us. I agree. But my winner of the weekend, it was a big Saturday in the Ikard household with the Kentucky Derby.
I bet. The buildup has been big around there.
We had to watch all the preliminary races. We watched all the preliminary races from the Kentucky Oaks day, the day before, had them all recorded. I mean, a lot of horse racing content was consumed for the Ikard children this weekend, and they were fired up, and Sovereignty did not disappoint. First of all, what an incredible horse name. Sovereignty.
It's strong and in great contrast with journalism, which I think is the worst name for a horse I've ever heard.
Oh, are you shocked that Sovereignty just blew by journalism in the last, what, 16th of a mile?
I
See ya.
I was just fascinated by that name all along whenever I, got the lineup and started looking through it. Just totally random. I don't know. It's
I,
weird.
I wish I could give the person credit. I saw a tweet that was like, it's very interesting. This is the first time that the public has trusted journalism in several years because he was the public betting favorite. But you hear the name Sovereignty and you're like, okay, that horse can run. There's no doubt that thing can go. And it just had more juice than journalism late in that race. But it was a great race. Really, really enjoyed it. Kids were fired up as it went down to the wire, Ted. Just fired up. A lot of screaming, a lot of acting like they were riding the horse themselves. Pretty good stuff.
Well, with all the horse race watching that you guys would do, I wouldn't be shocked did one of the kids come up and say, "Hey, Dad, I've got a $2 exacta box. I was thinking I want to box the 5, 8, and 12 horse."
I may have printed out some sheets.
Okay.
Printed out some sheets, taught them about, some trifectas, some exactas, some of the lingo in the horse betting world. I had to break it to my oldest that he does not have a future as a jockey. I said, son, I'm sorry. You're like already the size of these guys. It's not in the cards, buddy. He was a little disappointed, but I explained to him that actually
we import the horses from Avatar. He could race one of those probably.
There you go. Maybe by the time AI figures out horse breeding, then maybe my son could be a professional jockey at like 6'4", 225. We'll see.
Yeah, there should be like weight classes for jockeys, right? You're in the 250 plus crowd.
I have gone out of my way to gain some more weight. I was like, I'm getting a little too thin, back up to 250, feeling good, Ted. Feel good.
How about that?
Feel good.
I like it.
Been drinking a casein protein shake before bed. It's really helped.
That long protein draw out, huh? I like it.
Yeah. But back to the Kentucky Derby. I don't know how we got there, but I'm not sure this is an unpopular opinion or not. And maybe I don't know enough about horse racing. 19 horses in a race is too many.
Too much to keep up with. Too much.
There's too much traffic, man.
Yeah.
Like, am I sure that we just saw the best horse win? I don't know. I don't know anything about horse racing. But at the start, it was like Citizen Bull just cuts in front of everyone and like cuts everyone off. It was a very interesting tactic. But it just seemed crowded, right? And maybe the sloppy track had something to do with it. It just seemed a little too crowded to me. I may sound dumb, but I don't know. It felt very congested.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times how they draw the post it can factor into that. Like you said, Citizen Bull was, I think, the one horse, right? And pinned on the rail. He's a fast horse. Typically, fast horses like to be outside to let all the nastiness happen. But in order to get through that, not be pinned in, I mean, they talked about it. That was going to be the plan. They're going to have to come out of the gate running. And I think you get some of that from time to time. But I don't know. They've done it 151 times. Has it always been 20 horses? I guess with scratches and stuff, sometimes it changes, but I don't know.
It just felt crowded. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I guess NASCAR races are crowded. Formula One races are crowded. Everything's crowded. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but it just felt. I guess maybe I'm going back. I think it makes the jockey more important.
Yeah,
Maybe that's it. Maybe I think the jockey's too important. I just kind of want to see who the fastest horse is. But
that's fair.
the jockey element's there. I don't know. I don't. It just felt crowded to me. That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you.
One more thing on the Kentucky Derby. Have you heard about this horse Into Mischief?
No.
Didn't run in the '08 Derby. He was injured. Didn't have much of a racing career. I think he only ran in like 6 races. Had some nagging injuries, Ted. A lot of athletes. That's happened.
Mm-hmm.
What could have been, right? Well, let me tell you, buddy. He's crushing it in retirement. He will be the top, they call it a sire, which what an awesome name. The top sire in the North American horse game. I think it's going to be like 7 straight years.
Wow. Hey,
So,
that's where the money's made.
dude,
So
listen to this. His sons, Authentic and Mandolin, they won back-to-back derbies in 2020 and 2021. He's also last year winner, Mystic Dan. He's Mystic Dan's grandsire,
okay.
which just again, amazing term. And he is Sovereignty's sire. 1 horse, 3 Derby winners.
That's crazy.
Now, he is the 5th horse, the 5th sire, to produce 3 Derby winners. He's the first since 1957.
Wow.
I mean, so it's been a while, man. And so it feels like this anomaly. And I went down a rabbit hole of reading stories about this horse. Supposedly gets very excited when it's time for him to perform these days. Like,
Okay. That's good.
he's vigor. Guys
That's
ready
good.
to roll. But his stud fee, because he didn't have a great racing career, when they first started listing him for mating, like his stud fee, I think they opened it at like $12,500 was his stud fee. They weren't getting people to pay that. I think it dropped as low as like $6,500 or $7,000. Guess what it is now?
Lay it on me. With those numbers, I don't think anything is out of the question.
Stud fee currently $250,000. And he does approximately 200 of them in mating season.
Woo!
$50 million horse breeder, dude, for 1 year.
Wow.
Into mischief. Into
No
mischief
wonder
indeed.
no wonder he's got such vigor.
Yeah. I was reading this story, and I guess when another horse leaves the barn to like go mate during mating season, he gets like pissed off that they're leaving and he's not.
Hey, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Haven't you seen my bloodline? Okay, what are we doing here?
But I went down this rabbit hole of reading about this horse and its offspring and then started reading about, they're trying to figure out like, okay, why do his genetics with this mare and that mare? And it was very, very interesting. And they're trying to get AI involved in it and they still really can't figure it out. I don't know. It was fascinating. It's something you would really enjoy.
It is cool. I heard this and I don't know, I didn't check it out, but I also saw that every horse in the Derby has a bloodline to Secretariat.
I saw that as well. That makes sense.
Not surprising. Right.
Makes sense. I imagine Secretariat had a successful retirement as well.
That's awesome though. 250K. Whoo, 200 a year?
200 a mating season. It's like 4.5 months, dude. There's like a mating window where this all goes down, and they just line it up and let him do his thing, man. 250 a pop,
That is awesome.
making $50 million in 4.5 months. That horse has to feel like the man.
That
Luke,
is like, that makes you want to get into horse racing right there.
there's no
That-
doubt.
That's insane.
Spread Thrift Farm. Go check it out. That's where it's all going down, Ted. I read like 6 articles about this horse. I spent a solid hour reading about into mischief in his life after racing.
Hey,
Very
once
interesting.
once you know what you're good at, embrace it and become elite.
He's done that.
He's done that.
Loser of the weekend, the Los Angeles Clippers. We talked about it with Tim, but what was that, dude? I mean, can you at least give us an entertaining game? Hey, Clippers, can you at least make the Nuggets? Can you at least make Jokic play in the fourth quarter? I mean, come on, man. What a
Pretty
Steve Ballmer
crazy.
didn't fly all those Clippers fans there for you to get waxed like that.
I, with the way the rest of the series has gone, I did not see that happening.
It
And
honestly was a bummer.
yeah,
It was. I was just like I just wanted to be entertained. I like the Thunder against either of them, but yeah, and we looked like we were going to get a good one at the end of the first quarter. The Clippers were up by 5 points at the end of the first quarter, and they got outscored 72-40 in the second and third, and the game was over.
over.
Went off the rails in the third quarter for them. 17-0 run for the Nuggets. Flash flood.
That's crazy.
Flash flood in Denver.
Yeah. Well, I I should have flipped over to the NHL, but I guess the only good thing that came of this game was we ended up watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it was
Nice.
outstanding. So
That's awesome.
that's what we ended up doing.
Nuggets were really balanced offensively. What Jokic, Murray, and Westbrook all had 16. Gordon had 22. Brown was really good, had 21. Michael Porter Jr., I guess that shoulder's feeling a little better. He had 15. But the story of this game is, you know, I don't think it's unfair at this point. James Harden's legacy as an NBA player is going to, like, I think the first thing people will talk about is that he didn't show up in the biggest games of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bummer. Like when a guy's going to the Hall of Fame, it's unfortunate that that's going to be the first bullet point that a lot of people think of. But 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting in a game 7? We serious, man?
Can't happen.
I mean, unbelievable, dude. I guess it's not unbelievable. It's exactly what I should have expected, I suppose.
The track record is there.
I need your opinion on one thing.
Okay.
How do Thunder fans treat Westbrook in this series?
I
Does he get any cheers at all? Like he checks in game 1, golf clap. That's kind of where my head's at. Golf clap and then nothing.
I would be very surprised if there wasn't some type of acknowledgement. I don't expect it to be overboard, but I think you're right. Golf clap.
Can't we cannot be cheering when he's scoring in the game. Can't do it.
No.
We can't
No.
have the Thunder players feeling that in the building. That'll throw the vibes off. So we just all need to get on the same page.
The only way you could cheer, I guess, is if it's blowout and he gets a layup late, and it's like whenever the young freshman finally got to get into a game and play, and everyone's, oh, that was cute. You could cheer then.
Yeah.
But
I'm
outside
kind of
of that,
leaning towards nothing just because I need the
set the
squad
tone.
to know that I only care about them, for the series. I'll
Yep.
clap for him when we retire his jersey or put a statue of him somewhere. Like, yeah, that's when I'll really like. And I don't think Westbrook wants us to clap for him. He's super competitive. We've got to channel our Westbrook, but against him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like hyper, almost psychotically competitive. That's what we need to do. Wait, maybe we should just completely try to throw him off and just boo him.
Yeah. Hey, whatever,
That may be a
whatever
little
we got to
much.
do. Hey, stakes are high at this point, right? Do what you got to do to win the basketball game, and uh, it may it very well could start off with a smattering of applause early, and by the end of the series, it could turn into booze.
That's very true. All right.